Yo, what's going on, guys? Um, so today, just a quick video, how to go from 0 to 50k days. Actually, 1 second, let me get something real quick. We got this bad boy. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay. So yeah, just a quick video on how to go from 0 to 50k days. I know I haven't made a video in like a month, but I actually was surprised with the turnout of my first video. A lot of people hit me up saying it was inspirational and motivated them, which I honestly did not expect. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it. So just so you're probably like, who the fuck is this guy? Obviously, if this is your first video. A quick TLDR, I locked in on ecom August of 2025. I went from being over $10,000 in debt. If you count my car loan, it'll be about 40k in debt. And from that, I went from that to generating over $1 million plus in revenue, as well as 38k MRR, just like in total from August to December, right? And I was able to scale to a 54k day on my 5th month dropshipping. I scaled to a 20k day from my first month. Obviously, this got mocked by my 700k month, my 54k day, all that, and then yeah, bro, Shopify plaque. That shit is so sexy, bro. Like, look at this. Yeah. So okay, I'm just gonna talk about a few things. Like, to even get to like 0, you need to be in like a proper mindset, right? A lot of people I know who are actually asking me, or like, yo, how do I get started? How do I do this? How do I do that? They're fucking chronic doom scrollers, right? These are also the same people telling me like, yo, I don't have enough time. Like I literally try to help them out. Yo, I don't have enough time, this and that. They're playing games for like 4 or 5 fucking hours, spend most of their day on Discord, even at like a grown ass age, meaning like 20 plus. If you're over, I don't know, 16, 17, I feel like if you're consistently getting on Discord to play games, like, and okay, all this, I'm just gonna preface, all of this only applies to you if you do not like your current situation. If you are broke and you love being broke, and you're in college, you have a 9 to 5, you're all that, and you're happy, that is all that matters. If you are if you are genuinely happy with your situation, then yo, props to you. Like, you can do you, like, whatever, right? But usually, most of these people are chronic doom scrollers playing games, fucking hours a day, like, have a dog shit diet. They're in debt, or they're low liquidity. There's even people who have like 9 to 5s that are constantly asking me like, yo, like, how do I get started? How do I do this? I give them the A to Z playbook, and then they obviously hate their current situation, but they're not willing to do enough to get out of that, right? And I just want to apologize for the background noise. I do live next to a train. I am planning to move out and buy a house sometime in the next 4 to 5 months. But yeah, and ultimately, I just want to say this: if you're a man and you're not happy with your situation and you're not doing something about it, are you really a man? Like, I know people who are in debt, who like all of the above, right? They're chronic fucking doom scrollers. I know people who even spend like hours and hours inside the gym, right? And they think that just because they're in the gym, they're better than other people, right? They like spend hours in the gym, spend hours fucking posing in front of a mirror, like all of this, right? If you're just happy doing that, or I guess if you're not happy with your current situation, just lock the fuck in, bro. Honestly, like, that's all I have to say. And like, the goal is ultimately to stop being fucking broke, right? And get a fucking SVJ, Lamborghini SVJ, be in a Miami high-rise apartment, with your fucking Lamborghini Urus, and most of all, the most important thing, getting double chicken and guac on every single Chipotle bowl. That is the number one thing. Like, that is probably one of the top 7 reasons I decided to get rich, or make money, not rich. I would say I'm doing okay for myself, but not rich. So what am I gonna cover in this video? I have a brief motivation segment, knowledge, how to go from 0 to 1k days, what to do if you're below $0, what to do, or how to get from 1K to 10K, how to get from 10K to actually this needs a little bit of editing, right? So 30K, and then because these are all daily marks, right? Obviously, if you're hitting 30K days consistently, you're gonna be hitting well over $1 million a month, right? But yeah, so how to go from 10K to 30K days, and how to go how to reach 100K and go from there, right? And yeah, so let's get started with the first thing. I'm gonna have ideally timestamps. If I don't have timestamps on the video, I'm gonna have timestamps in the description, because I know this is gonna be a slightly longer video. Might have a lot of yapping, so I apologize about that. But I did kind of want to make a long form video to start. Anyways, so yeah, motivation. Now, technically, if you think about it, a lot of what I'm gonna say in this video can be considered cringe. If I was being told this, or if I told this to other people maybe a few months ago, I would be like, yo, this guy's cringe. Like, what the fuck is he talking about? But honestly, like, I think now just a lot of people need to hear these words. So here I just have, the guy mining diamonds meme. This is very accurate. I feel like I was like so close to fucking giving up, and then I, hit it big, right? Obviously, like, as a man, you're honestly just gonna constantly go through all these trials and tribulations. And at the end of the day, like, these I guess events make you who you are, right? Me being in debt for almost 2 fucking years, the amount of character development that shit gives you, literally, like, your just opinion on life, your perception on all these things just change, right? And I feel like one thing that got me through that was like just like constantly telling myself like, oh, suffering builds character, suffering builds character, suffering builds character. Like, it's cringe, yeah, but you genuinely need to endure and become better from things, or else you will not grow as a human being, and you will not make it to where you do want to make it, right? So I guess a question I have for a lot of you, a lot of motivational segments of courses or videos, a lot of people say you can skip this, but I feel like if your motivation is not like at least somewhat locked in, you will not, like, no matter, even if you take everything else I say in this video to a T, you're not going to get anywhere. That's just a simple truth. And I'm blocking this off for retention purposes, but I want you guys to ask yourself if you're seriously satisfied with the life you're living right now. If you're happy, waking up at fucking 1 p.m., maybe, going to the gym, getting fucking Taco Bell on the way home, just going home playing games, like looking at your bank account, like damn, I'm fucking broke. Like, and then you're scrolling on social media, you see all these people living the life that you want to live, right? And you're just sitting on your fucking desk in your room in the dark, like doing jack shit. Am I doing the same thing right now? Technically, yeah. So I just want you to ask yourself, right? If you're genuinely like, a lot of people, they want more, but they don't know that they want more. And I was one of those people, right? If I asked myself these questions, I probably would have had a different answer then than I do now. But are you sure, like, when you watch all these people, all these fucking people living their lives, like doing whatever the fuck they want, right, on social media, like, does that not fucking like hit you somewhere? Like, do you not feel some sort of way? I don't know. I personally, I would say I'm like the fucking greediest man alive, right? I want everything that there is on this earth, everything that can be owned, I want to have it, right? And that's why, like, I want to be as ambitious as I am. I want to do as much as I can, and just, like, honestly fucking lock in and hopefully get rich. All right, that's the goal. And obviously, are you okay with being broke? And another thing is, right, my dad works 90 hours a week, right? He barely brings home $1,000, and he's an immigrant, right? I come from an immigrant family. Like, if you're not gonna do it for yourself, at least do it for others, right? Try to support the people around you, right? Like, a lot of people I know, their parents are immigrants, or their parents are barely struggling to get by, and then they're chilling, they're taking life like as a given, right? They're not actually doing anything with their life. And what I have to say about that is, like, would you, like, can you imagine the look on your parents' face when you fucking retire them? When a lot of people, I'm 21 right now, a lot of people my age are finishing up college, getting ready to start their 9 to 5. I'm gonna fucking buy a house in a few months. Like, can you comprehend how fucking crazy that is? Most people with this current economy, this current housing economy, this current everything, right? With everything going on in the world, no one is even thinking about doing this shit for another 10 years, right? Most people are not going to have their first house till 28, 32, maybe even ever, right? Given everything. But I want to literally just retire my parents. I want to just do as much as possible, right? And fundamentally, I think this is my duty, my job as not only the eldest son, but also as a man, right? Just to provide, just to take care, right? So I guess just really think about that, right? And I'm just gonna delete this. But yeah, last but not least, the 9 to 5. Now, me personally, you can ask honestly most of the people that know me. No one really saw me as the type of person to work a 9 to 5. Now you're probably like, oh, like what type of person will work a 9 to 5? Like the stereotype is you go to college, you get your degree, and you work a 9 to 5, right? And that's fine. Like there's nothing wrong with that inherently. But if you want more and you want to do more with your life, then why are you not doing more, right? Like if you have, for me, right, I don't want to just be good at one aspect, right? I don't want to just be good at ecom. I want to be good at ecom. I want to be educationally smart. I want to actually be intelligent. I want to have a good physique. I want to be strong. I want to like just be good at everything, right? Like like it's a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the capabilities of not only his body but his mind. I don't know who the fuck said that, Aristotle or some shit. Just keep that in mind, right? Now, what I want to say is what's worse than having no motivation or discipline is the following, right? And I know so many of these people, right? These people, they think they're doing they think they're doing everything right, but they're honestly not, right? And it's gonna come back to bite them, right? So what's worse than, in my opinion, than having no motivation or discipline is people who constantly mentally masturbate, right? I know, like, one of my closest friends, I've known this guy since he was fucking 12 or 13. I practically raised him. This guy, we had a Fortnite era, we had a gym era, and then now like it's the actual fucking locking in adult arc, right? Whatever, cringe. This guy mentally masturbates like no one else, right? He tells himself that he's doing so well, right? Or he's not necessarily telling himself this, and I want to emphasize this, right? You don't have to be like, yeah, I'm chilling, man. I don't gotta do all that. But it's just your mentality when it comes to these things, right? If you think that you're doing enough, if someone calls you out and you're like, nah, man, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, instead of like genuinely sitting down, waiting, listening to them, like you're inherently not ready to take criticism because you're defending yourself, right? Your brain's first instinct is like, yo, I can't be getting criticized like this. So you're defending yourself. And how do you defend yourself? You're gonna mental masturbate, right? You're gonna tell yourself like, oh, I'm doing enough. I'm working out. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Like I'm doing enough. I don't have to be doing more, right? Like just because you're calling me out doesn't necessarily mean you're right. That is the wrong fucking mentality to have, right? People who think that they don't need to work harder because they're usually doing okay but want more are always gonna fucking fail, right? That's just literally just the fucking truth, right? And if it's not these people, it's the people that are like, oh, I don't have enough time, I don't have money, like what you do takes too long, like I don't know, there's not enough stability in what you're doing, and they're like, yeah, I'll just do it later, I'll do it when I have more money saved up, I'll do it when I'm older. All of these people exist. Fuck all of that shit, right? Do this shit now. Like you're fucking young. You have so much time. You have so much opportunity. You have so much like everything. Just fucking lock in, bro. And usually the people who are saying that they have the no time, I guarantee you, these are usually the people that are scrolling, right? 3 to 4 hours. Obviously, I know I'm repeating myself. They're scrolling on social media. Their dopamine's fried. They're playing games every day. They spend hours in the gym and then they tell themselves that they're doing okay because, oh, at least I work out. Nah, man. I just know so many of these people, man. It's just not worth, right? So if you're motivated, what should you do, right? Step 1, gamify your life, right? Genuinely, right? Gamify, yeah, okay. Gamify your life. Work your ass off. Act like you're in a game. You guys have grown up playing games. You guys probably still fucking play games and try to reach a higher level. So why not apply that philosophy, apply that mindset to your life, right? From the span of August to December, and I'm not trying to flex, this is just purely objectiveness, right? I took 7 classes, one of them being e-permit. I got A's in all of my classes. 2 of the econ classes I took were the hardest classes that I have to take for my major, right? All while being in debt driving Uber Eats every single fucking day, right? And mind you, in New York, it is so hard to go online. It is so hard to even get orders. But once you, like, the times that are best to work and to literally drive and do Uber Eats in is when it's thunderstorming, no one's outside, there's a fucking blizzard warning, right? Everyone's like your local city, fucking, you're getting an Amber Alert saying stay in. That is the best time for me to be out on the fucking streets delivering food, right? That's just what you have to do, right? And I did what I had to do. I was in debt. I had to get out of debt. I was like, that's just what I had to do, and I did it, right? I went from I would say it's sub 28 to 30% body fat to about 18-ish%, all while maintaining, getting stronger on all my lifts. And I'm not like, I'm not saying this to flex. This is an accomplishment. A lot of people do lose weight and get fucking weaker, right? They can barely curl like 100 pounds and they're fucking 170 pounds soaking wet. Like, yo, man, look at my physique. I personally, I don't want to do that shit. I want to lose weight. I want to be lean. I want to be strong. I want to like just do everything, right? So I was able to lose approximately 14 pounds while still maintaining my SPD and even getting stronger. And on top of all this, I learned e-commerce, right? I went from being 10K in debt to making over $1 million, generating over $1 million in revenue in 5 months, right? You can't just do all this shit by fucking around, right? I got zero dopamine besides Shopify, and I did not scroll on social media for months, right? I just locked in, bro. And like, I'm just gonna show my like results real quick. Fucking, this is before, after, nothing crazy. This is my e-permit class, screenshot of my CUNY first transcripts, Ubering, bank account. Like, it's nothing crazy, right? Anyone can do this shit. Literally just focus, and this brings me to my second point. Figure out what you want to do, focus on your inputs, right, and not your outputs. Just because you're not getting results does not mean you're not doing the right thing. Just stay fucking locked in and do what you know you need to do. Become obsessed with it, become passionate, right? You know you need to do this shit, so fucking do it, right? And this takes us back to I guess the value of disappointment, right? Which is, this is what you think is gonna happen. You think growth is a linear line, when it's more like an exponential, right? You're gonna fail so much. You're gonna fail so much, and then here, when you start to see results, this is where your one job, your one winner store, whatever, takes off, right? And that's so important, man. Like, you're gonna go from all these losses to fucking getting a Lamborghini SVJ, right? Like, that's literally it. So now our second section is knowledge, right? This is technically related to motivation, right? It's a part 2. No matter how much you know, right? Act like you know nothing, and don't. Oh, sorry. I forget that my camera's in the way. Act like you don't know anything, right? And just read. Make sure to actually do shit so you learn from your failures and keep improving. You can only get stronger through training, and you like the way, like, how does muscle work in the gym, right? You train, you go through muscle hypertrophy, and you have to go through hardship to get bigger, to get stronger. Now the same way, you have to fail. You have to keep failing to get smarter, to get better at something, right? That is the only way. Now, Alex Hormozi once said, "A focused fool can accomplish more than a distracted genius." What does this mean? Honestly, this resonated with me a lot, because I'm not the smartest, right? I'm not the smartest person I know. I'm not the most capable. I'm not the most competent. But talent is not everything. I know a lot of people that are very talented and pick up things like this, but they like, on a long enough timeline, they just get outworked by people who are obsessed, people who are passionate, and this is the shit that you need to do, right? Now, these are just some books I recommend reading. Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz. This is probably, you're going to hear every single person on ecom talk about this. You need to read this book. There's not really much else to say. This is probably the most important piece of literature that you need to consume for ecom. Now, the second book is The Ultimate Sales Letter. It's a comprehensive guide on how to craft persuasive, high conversion, direct response copy. How are you talking to your customers? You need to get better at this. This is a skill, and you learn this by reading and by practicing, right? Lastly, blue ocean strategy, right? Dropshipping, everyone says dropshipping is dead. Everyone says dropshipping is saturated. The blue ocean strategy is how to differentiate yourself and sell in saturated markets by creating new uncontested market spaces instead of competing against others in the same contested and saturated space, right? Hair loss. This problem has been around for fucking our entire existence, right? Hair loss solutions have existed for the last few hundred years, and it's otherwise seen as a saturated market, right? But why are people making new winning stores? Why are people having new products? Because they're solving the same problem a different way, right? That also goes into market sophistication, but you'll learn about that in Breakthrough Advertising. These 3 books I heavily recommend. Now, let's start with if you have less than $0 to your name. This is probably you, all right? Now, if you're negative, you're in debt, right? You're obviously in a fuck situation, but it's very simple. And I have been in debt. I was in debt for 2 fucking years of my life, dude. 2 years of my life. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I was in college. I was in debt, and not just like a few $100s. I was thousands in fucking debt, and it was getting worse. I had a monthly payment, so I kept getting more and more in debt. I was like fucking drowning, and I just have like the chain and ball, like just fucking keep like dragging me down. That was me, right? So you need to realize that stop blaming other shit. You're not fucking unlucky. This is a fuck situation. You need to deal with it, right? So obviously step 1, I'm going to say is unfuck yourself. Get a job, any source of income. You need to get out of debt before you can even hope to make money. You can work part-time jobs. You can just stop spending money, all right? It's so easy in this day and age just to get enveloped by consumerism. Just stop spending money, right? Stop letting your girlfriend, stop letting your fucking parents pay for you. Just stop doing that shit. If you have monthly payments like I did, prioritize paying it off, minimize how much you spend, practice, because it is impossible, like I said again, in this day and age to be spending exactly $0. Try to set a set amount, right? If I'm making $500 a month, my monthly payment is $350. I'm gonna try my best, damn well, not to spend a single dollar over 50, right? Now just make sure you do that. While you're doing this, this does not mean that you're gonna fucking sit on your ass and do jack shit. While I was Ubering, I was literally watching ecom videos for 8 to 12 hours a day, reading or listening to audiobooks. I'm trying to expand my knowledge, right? While I was doing this fuck ass shit. And that is what you need to do. That is a mentality you need to come into this with, right? Now, next stage, 0 to 1K daily, right? Hitting 0 to 1K days. This is the next step in your evolution, right? So, consume content like no other. I just talked about this with my bullet point. Here are some people I recommend. Han Brothers, Anthony Camacho, really good for native ads. Adam Griffin, good for starting off. Ben Facciani, really good like lifestyle. He kind of like went through the trenches, and now you know he's doing really good. So you can watch his whole journey, right? Subi, you know, he's a scammer, he's a grifter, whatever. Say what you will, but his videos were way ahead of his time, and yeah, just still hella sauce, hella info you can get from that. Mark builds brands, talks about a lot. Spencer, one of the goats in this space, right? Obviously, read Breakthrough Advertising. Now, I want you to fundamentally learn how to do product research. Subi's videos are really good for this. Obviously, he preaches calorie ripping, but look at brands on Instagram, Facebook, and ones that come up on your For You page. What product are they selling? What problem does it solve? Who are they selling to? Write this down, right? After you do this for a few brands, you're gonna start, you know, realizing that there's a pattern to this, and you're gonna start unlocking your fucking dropshipping Sharingan, right? And once you do that, right, you can go on calorie data. You can start, like, a lot of people say don't fucking calorie rip. Calorie ripping is the number one way to get started. It's the number one way to get capital, right? Obviously, to start dropshipping, you need a little bit of money. You need maybe 1 to 2,000. So you need either money saved up or you need income coming in, right? And you can't just launch a custom product, custom ads, do all this shit from the get-go. You're gonna fucking fail, right? So how you start off is just calorie rip, man. Just literally calorie rip. Do product research, watch Subi's videos, and every time you're gonna fail a lot, it's fine. Just learn, right? I can't emphasize this enough. Feedback loops. Do something. Figure out why that thing did not work. Make a hypothesis on how you could do it better, and then just keep repeating that loop until something works. And then even when that something works, keep reiterating, right? It's rudimentary, right? So, oh, okay. Stop worrying about a supplier. I know so many people who have not even made their first fucking store worrying about suppliers. Stop worrying about that shit. literally fulfill off of Aliexpress, get Deezers, do all that shit. Just worry about getting a product like just worry about getting the ball rolling, right? Don't worry about anything else. I recommend testing on Meta with a minimum of $100 a day. CBO, if it fails, look at metrics, look at data, feedback loops. And last but not least, I know so many people who literally start shitting their fucking pants for some reason, right? Because the customers are hitting them up like, yo, my product is shit. You're drop shipping. You're selling cheap Chinese garbage, right? Like at first, this is what everyone does in the beginning when you have low capital. Find a way. Stop fucking complaining. Figure out what the problem is and solve it. Train ChatGPT to be your customer support VA, right? Now, once you have gotten the ball rolling, you're gonna be looking at the 1K to 10K daily, I guess like level, right? Now this is where you start growing hair on your balls and your chest, right? So obviously, whatever you're doing, right, it's working, right? So do not take your foot off the gas, right? I cannot emphasize this enough. Stop fucking taking screenshots, posting that shit on Snapchat like it's a Fortnite win and we're in 2017. It's just relax, right? This is just 1%. You haven't even touched any of the iceberg yet, right? Start fucking like just keep doing more, right? Whatever's working, find out how to keep making it work more, right? If you have a winning ad, figure out why this ad is working, figure out how can I make different variations, how can I make different hooks with the same body, same call to action, maybe different body, maybe different call to action, right? All making different versions of the same ad, right? Now, spend time doing, or let me just fucking delete this shit. Spend time doing manual research, right? Stop doing everything with AI. I know so many people who are literally hunting for the AI prompts, right? That Mark Builds brands or that Anthony Camacho is releasing and doing everything based off of these. Stop fucking doing that shit. AI is a tool. It is not, if you're instead of taking this tool and using it to do something, you are letting it take over your brain. You're letting it become the executive decision maker. That is not the job. AI is meant to help you, research, help you do this, help you do that. But you need to fundamentally understand why it's doing that, how it's doing that, understand the intent behind your AI use, and spend time doing fucking research, right? Spend a few hours on Reddit. Spend a few hours on fucking just trench, right? Try to understand your problem, your avatar, right? If I'm selling to menopausal women, I'm gonna search up menopausal woman side effects Reddit, right? And I'm gonna spend hours reading this because this is liquid gold, or this is physical gold that you're seeing, right? You spend hours reading this. When you make a script for your ad, it's just gonna be better. That's just it, right? Whatever you're doing, take your winning concepts, identify the avatars and angles, and create custom ads, right? Now, if you're doing calo rips, you're probably ripping your videos, right? And eventually, on a long enough timeline, you're gonna run into copyright issues, right? So, holy fuck. So, take your winning ad concepts, figure out what avatar is working, figure out what angle is working, and make custom ads. Test hypothesis. Okay, so menopausal woman is a good avatar, good angle. So how can I target them more? How can I resonate with them? Okay, let's do a get ready with me, fucking menopausal, get ready with me in a day of a life of a menopausal woman, right? Test this format as ad. Test this format as a UGC ad, as an AI voiceover ad. Just test everything, right? Your goal is to literally take what's winning and make more of it, right? You have a golden goose now. Make sure it keeps fucking making eggs, right? So meta-wise, you want to keep everything relatively simple. Simple CBO. Do not do none of that, like fucking ad set, ABO, bid cap. Like you're not at that level yet, right? So don't even, right? So I usually have an ad set per desire, right? So for example, fat loss. This is a big desire, right? Now fat loss is a very saturated niche. So what if I targeted menopausal women who also struggle with fat loss, right? That's a desire, right? So my first ad could be, the reason your diet exercise is not working is not actually your fault. It's your body's. As we age, targeting menopausal women, right? We are targeting menopausal women. Our hormones have more fluctuations, and we need more external support in the form of hormonal balance gummies, right? Out of this one product, we can target postnatal women, right? After birth, your hormones are all over the place, and you probably get like, you know, postpartum depression, all of this shit. These are all problems that people you know, struggle with. You can talk to them, you can resonate with them, right? Postnatal women, menopausal women, women with PCOS, women with hyperthyroidism. These are 4 different angles that each, if you are doing everything properly, each can scale you to $1 million a month, right? Just off of one product, right? Like, just don't think too broad, right? You need to really understand your avatar, right? You know, demographics gets overplayed in the role of avatars, but usually it's going to be, you know, if you're targeting menopausal women, it's a woman over like what, 45, 50, 55, right? That's their demographic. You know, you want to focus on their challenges, pain points in their life. They're probably going through hair loss. They're probably going through wrinkles. They're probably going through so many problems. Like, just talk to them. Like, understand how they speak, find out how to resonate with them, and then make ads targeting their pain, problems, solutions, right? Um, you know, and yeah, all this just goes more into that. So now, after you've I guess, you know, made some winning ads, your goal is to keep testing new desires, right? Once you figured out a winning avatar and angle, one winning angle can quite literally scale you to 250K a month if everything else is on point. For me, I personally scaled to over $700,000 in 1 month because of one winning angle, right? And technically one sub angle, but let's go with one angle, right? And now join Discords, connect with people, go on Twitter, find a Chinese agent that you can trust that will allow you to continue scaling. Now is the point where you need a fucking supplier, right? You're not doing like chump numbers. You're doing, you know, 1 to 10K. You need a fucking supplier, right? So go on Twitter, you know, Instagram ads. If your Instagram page is catered to dropshipping, you will find people who are doing ads. You know, just use fulfillment services, Best Fulfill, Max Dropshipping. There's so many out there, right? CJ Dropshipping I don't recommend, but Zendrop don't recommend. But you know, those are all still options, right? Now, after 10K, you're at the 10 to 30 to $33,333 a day, right? Now this is where you can finally start getting double chicken and guac on all your bowls, right? I know this is the goal, right? I just bear with me. Do not take your foot off the gas. So what I would recommend that you do as soon as you get here is immediately hire a full-time editor, right? Immediately hire a full-time editor, so all you have to worry about is copywriting, right? All you have to worry about is writing new scripts, new concepts, right? That's your job. You cannot be spending 5 hours to make one video. That is not your job, right? You're making 10 to 30K, right? You need to spend your time on higher ROI tasks, aka script writing, right? So script writing, concept making, all of this shit. So take your time, train one, get one that speaks really good English, treat them well. If they make a winning ad, give them a bonus, right? Treat them well. Do not treat them like shit. Like, come on. And just, you know, actually give a fuck about their growth. You want them to get better at editing. You want them to be more successful, because if they're more successful, you are more successful, right? Now, with the help of your editors, constantly test new concepts. You should be testing about 1 to maybe 2 concepts per day. Now you could have your editor, you know, pump out one video concept a day while you work on one native ad concept or one image ad concept, right? You can start printing one concept a day. Usually one concept has 3 videos, maybe 6 image ads, whatever, right? At least a minimum of 1 to 2 concepts if you are at this stage. Now, obviously test new formats with your winning ads. You already have winning ads. If your winning ad is the AI UGC, make more AI UGC, make a different hook, make a get ready with me style, make a podcast AI style like video, make a street interview. Like, you know, you guys have seen those videos where people are being interviewed on the streets. Those are actually a winning format for a lot of brands. Test more image ads, test more UGC, test more natives, right? Now, create pre-landers. When I was getting started in dropshipping last year, no one fucking told me this shit, right? And it was not gatekept. This is not some secret knowledge. Everyone talks about pre-landers. I just did not have the correct guidance to guide me to this, and I wish I did. Because I was watching Mark Builds Brands, and he's talking about advertorials. So I'm like, fuck is this guy on about? Like, what? Anyways, you're not a fucking baby in this ecom game, right? You need to once you've understood your primary winning avatar, you need to create pre-landers. You need to make listicles, advertorials, right? Search up, you can literally search up on Google 7 reasons why hair loss happens, right? These are all formats. These are all articles, news articles. 7 reasons why my product is better, right? The whole point of this is to take your customer through the awareness stages, right? You have an unaware prospect, you have an unaware customer, right? They're dealing with hair loss. They see your product, or let's say they're dealing with menopausal hair loss, right? They see your product, right? Maybe it's a fucking picture of a woman looking in the mirror and she's like checking her shit. I mean, not my luscious curls, but she's checking your shit and then being like, yo, I'm fucking balding, right? Now she presses your link, she gets taken to a listicle or an advertorial where she's learning, right? She's learning about why she has hair loss, right? Hair loss is not just something that happens to all women, it's happening to you because you're menopausal, right? This is just something that happens. This is because of your hormones, right? Fundamentally understand that this is your problem and why it's happening. Now, take them from that to solution aware, right? Which is, okay, it's fine, right? This is the reason your problem is happening because of hormones, and this is a solution. Hormonal balancing gummies, right? Now, this is a solution, and you don't want to just plug your product right there, right? Like, you want to wait, you want to like really educate them, right? The more you educate them, the warmer they are to convert, right? You want to take them down from problem aware to solution aware to product aware and then to most aware, right? Problem aware, they know they have hair loss and they know why it's being caused. Solution aware, they know that hormonal gummies are probably going to help fix their hair loss, right? How are they going to help it? By rebalancing your hormones, right? Simple. Product aware, now they know. Now you can start to introduce them to your product. Why is your product different from other hormonal gummies? What is your unique mechanism? What do you have that other products don't, right? And then eventually you can take them to most aware, which is where they buy. Now, no one talks about this. I've only heard Spencer and the Evolve guys talk about this. No one talks about this. Make very, very specific pre-landers for your winning ads. What does this mean? If you have an ad that is scaling, that is absolutely ripping, right? That is doing very well for your brand. Make a very specific pre-landing page. By the way, I'm just going to recap. A pre-landing page is when someone sees your ad, they click on your link. It's a page that they're taken to before your product page. So before your PDP, it's to warm them up, make them more ready to buy, right? Just so like no one likes being sold to, right? So this is what you do to help take your customers down the funnel, right? Take them from unaware or problem aware down to most aware, right? You're educating them, you're teaching them more about their problem, and this is what you do, right? So make sure you make pre-landers for your very specific winning ads and make sure to cater this very specifically to your ad, right? If your ad is talking about a unique mechanism, talk about that unique mechanism in the pre-lander. Why is this different from creating pre-landers? This is specifically for your winning ad, right? This is specifically just for that and nothing else. Now, sorry guys, I'm so dehydrated. Okay, now you're probably killing it on meta ads. Get a Google Ads agency. If you really need help, DM me on Instagram. I can hook you up with my Google Ads agency. You know, really set up your funnels. Make sure you have email and SMS set up. After that, you can start getting acquisitions, customer leads from not just Facebook, but also Google Ads, right? Now, at this stage, when you're at 10 to 30K, your offer is probably decent, but you want to juice every bit of money you can get from every single customer, right? What does this look like? Maximize your AOV and conduct routine CRO, right? Conversion rate optimization. How can you make your conversion rate better? How can you take away any customer hesitations? Maybe make urgency, right? If you see your AOV is low and a lot of people are buying your buy one offer, make your buy two more incentivizing. Make it have free shipping. Make it have a free gift, right? There are so many other things that you can do to maximize your AOV, right? Once you've maximized your AOV, you can add more upsells. You can add post-purchase flows, which is after a customer buys, they get an email saying they get this one-time discount, 30% off anything off the website, right? You're not like obviously 30% off. You might take a hit on margins, but think about it. These people would not have bought again from your product or from your store if they did not get this discount. So at the end of the day, you increased your post-purchase AOV and overall AOV per customer, right? Now, your offer should be like golden by now, right? You've maximized AOV, you've set up your post-purchase upsells, you have pop-ups, all of this shit, right? So just keep testing your winning angle in different formats, and this should help you scale. You should be able to scale past 10 to 30K with just this, okay? Now, now we're approaching, high tier HTN, Chad, and you basically deadlift 500 pounds, right? This is the 35K to 60K daily range, right? If you were hitting $35,000 to $60,000 daily, I personally just want to congratulate you, right? You fucking made it. Get triple chicken, triple guac, whatever the fuck you want, right? Now, okay, so if you're at this scale, you're likely doing very well and your creative output is dialed, but so do not let up. Hire more editors, test more concepts, look to hire even a creative strategist, right? A creative strategist can kind of do your role, which is to create more winning scripts, more winning concepts, right? And they then work with the video editor to make more winning ads. Now, my philosophy with hiring is take your time, effort, and money. Really train up one editor, right? You want to make this editor a god tier fucking editor, right? And when you hire more editors, you want to have this editor train the other editors, right? And have that editor train the next one, right? And this is just how your hiring process should go, in my humble opinion, right? Now, if your editors are producing winners, make sure, I've said this before, but pay them bonuses, bro. Please pay them bonuses. You do not want to lose a fucking really good editor when you're scaling because you're treating them like shit, right? You don't want to do that. Come on. On the other hand, also know when to cut your losses with hiring as well as firing, right? So know when to delegate lower ROI tasks, like, I'm spending fucking 2 hours a day uploading ads on to Meta. Why the fuck am I doing that? Let me just hire a media buyer to just do that for me, right? Like, give me those 2 hours to do higher ROI tasks, right? Maybe I can make more concepts. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can, you know, make more ideas. Now, your job, you are the jack of all trades, right? You are the master of none, but you are the jack of all trades. Your job is to be decent and proficient at a proficient enough level so you can do everything at a decent level, right? You do not have to be the best video editor. You do not have to be the best creative strategist. Your job is to be good enough, right, to get your brand to a point where you can hire the people who are experts, the people who are masters, right? You want to hire a really good editor. You don't want to become a really good editor, but you want to hire them. And you also have to be decent enough at video editing to know what a good editor looks like, right? So that's why you're the jack of all trades, master of none, but you know, you're the guy scaling to fucking 60K a day, right? Now, finally, you want to get a US based 3PL, right? What is this? This is, right now you're probably fulfilling products straight from China. You want to stop fucking doing this, right? Your customers are gonna get salty. They're taking 2 weeks to even receive their product. This is not ideal for your brand. You want to start ordering upfront inventory to a US based location, do inventory forecasting, and just dial in because your lead acquisition, your upfront meta acquisition is dialed in. So you want to maximize lifetime value per customer. You want to improve overall brand credibility. Someone buys your product, they see the custom packaging, they see all this, they see the free gifts, and they're like, yo, this is fire. I'm gonna tell my friends about it. That's gonna expand your brand credibility, your brand awareness, and just overall your brand. Now, omni-channel, you should not just be on Meta anymore. You should be thinking about TikTok Shop. You should be thinking about Amazon, and even launching new products, right? This is what to do when you're at the 35 to 60K range. Now, from this point, there's only one achievement left, or technically there's a few, but this is the illustrious 100K day and beyond, right? I have yet to hit 100K day. My highest is 55K. So I will get back to you guys once I've done this, right? I'm not going to teach you guys on how to do something that I've not done myself, right? That would be stupid, right? So once I've hit 100K day and maybe even hit a 200K day, which is the goal. I know people like Slat are hitting that shit right now, which is it's just ridiculous to think about, right? Fucking hitting $100,000 in one day, right? Before, when I first started this shit, I literally saw I would see, what the fuck is this? I would see a 700K a month, and it's just mind-boggling, dude. Or I would see a 10K a month, and I'm just like flabbergasted, right? And 10K a week, sorry, I'm flabbergasted. And now people are hitting that daily. Some people are hitting that hourly. Like, that's just fucking insane. There are levels to this shit. So that is my goal for 2026, to hit a 100K day. Now, will I hit it? We'll see, right? Obviously, the goal is to hit 100K and ideally even 200K. If I can do that, that'll be fucking insane. That's like anywhere between 40 to 70K profit in one day, depending on your margins. But that would still be insane, right? And I mean, yeah, that's honestly it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry for the long ass video yap session. Took you guys to how to go from, you know, negative being in debt to, 0 to 1K days, 1 to 10K days, 10 to 30K days, 35 to 60K days, and hopefully soon I will be educating you guys on how to hit 100K days. Now, once again, I apologize for the long form video. I know a lot of you guys just have fucking fried dopamines. Not going to be able to watch this video, but if you have, I really appreciate it, and I would appreciate if you guys tell me, give me more video ideas. I know this video took a while to make. I've kind of been putting it off. I've been too focused on ecom, but if you guys have any other recommendations for what else to do, let me know. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.